Today, we are going to look at LinkedIn. The book that I'm featuring is Wayne Breitbarth's The Power Formula for Success with LinkedIn. I think I got the title right. I'm going to include a link for that book below. But what I'm going to do is feature some of the strategies from the book. We're not going to cover everything, but it's really motivated me. All the social media books I've been reading have been motivating me to really update and improve my online profiles. I thought they weren't so bad until I started reading up on them. So what we'll do is we'll take a look here real quick. I'll show you some of what I'm going to improve, and hopefully you'll get some ideas of what you can do as well. Just today, all we're going to do is worry about that front page, the profile page on LinkedIn. So let's take a look at mine real quick. Okay, so as you can see here, we are looking right now at my page as this is what the profile looks like, what my connections are seeing. Anyone who's connected to me, this is what they're seeing right now. And all you had to do to figure out what that is if you were to go here, you could literally, it'll say see profile as, you can just click here or click there and it'll instantly take you to connections. There's also public. I'm going to stick with connections right now because that's what I'm most concerned about. Now, I thought this wasn't so bad. This is fairly updated, but I'm already starting to see a couple of issues just based on what I've read so far. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to just what my profile looks like from my perspective, because I know that it actually even provides some indicators on the profile, the editing of the profile itself. Let's give it a second here. Okay. So see, there are a couple of extra things down here now, already trying to give me some hints, hey, poking me practically in the old Facebook way to say that this is not a great profile yet. Not bad, but not great. So check this out, profile strength. One of the first things that Breitbarth says is to make sure that you complete your profile 100%. Now look at this right here. That's very close, but not quite there. I guess I'm not an all-star. And it already starts to bring up a couple of things that I could start finishing right away. So at some point I can go through here. Do I have published articles and stuff? Yes, I do. So I can actually spend some time to do that. At some point it'll be worth sitting down and doing all of that. So I'm going to just X that for now and remember that that's the case. Let's see. Volunteering opportunities, organizations. These are two things that I could definitely add some more stuff to. I've got a little bit down below, but it's really worth it to put everything down unless you're looking for a job and you don't want to list your current job just for the sake of recruiters or any future employers who are going to look at your LinkedIn page. That's the only reason you wouldn't want to put a particular job, but everything in the past, it's worth having a full fleshed out history for. We'll get into that more in a second. Apparently, I could really stand to flesh this out a little bit more. This is really going to be, this could be the only thing people read. And if this is all they see, they might have a very easy time picking other people over myself if they find additional features that they have that I don't. So while usually less is more, it appears on LinkedIn more is more. So I'll want to flesh out my summary a little bit better. That should have been obvious anyway. One of my prior works, which is really not relevant anymore to my current coaching, but was at one point not very good, could stand some. So this is, the summary alone needs a lot of work. Going into experience, all they're looking at is the title. They may not completely understand what responsibilities and tasks I was in charge of. So this does not necessarily fly any of these, even though I've started fleshing out. There are some things in between jobs that I did that I finally stuck in here, but it doesn't even really include everything. This was a volunteership. This should not be in my work profile. So there's a lot here that there is to improve. And so it's really worth going back, fleshing out. Look at this. I don't even have descriptions for these. I don't even have descriptions for these, although I put a little bit about the tasks I did. Not very helpful, not particularly impressive. And then I list a couple of causes, but I, again, need to do more as far as I've done much more volunteering than this. This doesn't necessarily demonstrate what I've done. This doesn't really demonstrate all the awards or honors that I've received in the past. be sure if you have trainings such as, and I've taken several online trainings to get where I am in terms of online skill sets. So list those things. You definitely want to list those things. Finally, with skills and endorsements, these are really great, and people will take, because it's so easy to do, people will take time to endorse people for other things. It's just such a kind of a no-brainer. But what some people don't think to do, see, under add skill, this is where I'd want to list trainings and stuff. When it comes to not just endorsing, but actually providing referrals, will be really important. I'm going to do a whole nother video just on the referrals piece, because I've only done this once for somebody and received a referral once from someone else. And on LinkedIn, to have at least as many as 10 referrals or more is a really beneficial way to boost your profile page. Okay, so that's pretty much everything. I think you can kind of get the gist. So this is what people are seeing. They're not really getting the full picture. There's a lot of work that can be done on this. And so what I'll do is I'm going to correct a lot of this stuff, improve it, and then we'll go back over it real quick so you can kind of see what I did. Okay, folks, now check out what I've got going here. You can see I've changed quite a few things. We're looking at this through the connections filter here. So this is what people are seeing now. Changed my background, changed my profile photo, just touched it up a little bit. I felt like this made it a little nicer. Added some things that weren't on there before that actually makes it a little bit more accurate. This just feels so much smoother already. Now, let me be very specific about things that I did differently, other than change my photo and made it a little nicer and whatnot. Contact info. This, I looked in here. This was all so outdated, I couldn't believe it. So I went in here. Now all my info is up to date. My websites are up to date. One that goes to my coaching site. One that goes to the company site for the company that I do work for. My blog. So that now looks nicer. You can actually see my profile in another language. So you could see it in Japanese. I'm not going to go there right now. And that needs a little bit more work too. I'd have to do some more translation to get it up to this level of detail. But my summary's fleshed out. I've got a photo here that just kind of gives people more and more of that getting to know me a little bit better. A lot of this is on my about.me site as well. Just went through and I literally, someone who's looking for a job is probably going to want to be very specific about what kind of tasks and everything that they did. And what I did instead is I mostly focused on the companies that I worked for and their descriptions. And that made it insanely easy since I have worked for a large number of companies. What I did instead was simply go to their website. You can see down here, I just simply would go to, that company's website. Sometimes they would pop right up in the company title, and then I would go to their website. I would just grab a blurb. This one's not even that large, but some of these, like here's one, just grab a blurb, something that's relevant to that company and speaks a little bit to the values. Made sure that all the locations were consistent in how they were written out. And for every one of these, I put to find out more, go to, or find out more at their website, because that gives a little bit more too of something people can go to. It doesn't link directly, so they would have to copy and paste, but it still gives a little bit of that online credibility that people are looking for in the person they're looking at. Where I could, this was an old company of mine that I started creating and let go of, but I put a little bit of, what I did there, some workshop flyer. So with current companies, ones that I'm currently doing stuff for, I put a little bit more into it. I decided to add, here's a video that tells more about, Organo that I'm in. And for my own work, here it is. Here's a video. This links to a video that when someone clicks on it, and here we go. So see, it literally pops up as a YouTube video that I pre-recorded. It's got my info on it. A whole nother thing on YouTube videos at another time. You want to do YouTube videos a certain way for your business too. But just such a nicer feel. I organized the sections a little bit better. It turned out they were all over the place. It had work, but then it had things like skill sets and stuff that, are good, but I didn't think were more impressive than, say, my education or some of the programs I've been a part of, continued learning, volunteering. I fleshed out my volunteering, things that I had as volunteering up towards the top in my work profile that made no sense. I put them in volunteering, added websites and things like that to those. Causes I care about, more on my background in education, video, really kind of beef this up a little bit too. Some of the programs, your organizations I'm a part of, a little bit more info on that, and awards and honors, just really basically fleshing this out. Now, there's a lot more to it than this. You'll want to get recommendations and stuff like that, like I said, or referrals, and this is already now, how do I know this is better? How do I know this is better? Well, let me show you something real quick. There's a lot more I could do here. And I would want to be consistent over a period of time. If I really wanted to take this to the next level, I would start joining groups and introducing them to myself and getting them familiar with myself and whatnot, and make sure that I was honing in on some keywords and whatnot that the groups used, that I'm interested in, and etc. But just by some of these basic changes, just by beefing it up some, cleaning it up, making it look prettier. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're on the back end. You can see that my profile is still not entirely complete. I didn't put things like test scores and courses, every course I took in college and so forth. And if I really wanted to beef it up, that's what I would do. But just look at this. Just the few changes that I made. I have my profile views have improved by 31%. It says in the past 30 days, really just in the past couple of days of doing this. So that's pretty good. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. My recommendation, I forgot to mention, when you make these edits, hit no or notify your network. Just make sure it's on no, because you're going to be making a lot of changes, and they shouldn't. I wouldn't want to bother somebody. Everyone in my connections don't need to know what's going on until done. So, but now that I'm finished for now, boom. Now when I make a change, that's back on, and they'll get to see more about it. Okay, so there you have it. That's the improvement on the LinkedIn profile video. And again, I recommend checking out Breitbart's book for much, much more advanced stuff. Some people have left some remarks that it seems to be for a little bit of an older generation, but to me, it's the perfect book for getting started on understanding how LinkedIn works, how you can establish daily, monthly, weekly, monthly, quarterly routines on really improving your LinkedIn profile, getting to connect with the people you need to, and whether you're looking for a job or you are looking for clients, this could be a really good move. So check out the book. You can actually grab a copy of the book if you go to the link under the video here. And I hope that you have a fantastic day. Stay strong, stay positive, and stay connected, folks.